Welcome to Vedic Mathematics Basis Base Values classes. We are initiating and exposing ourselves to values and features of 5-space VMST. In phase 13, our focus is upon the values and features of organization of Koti Rudra Samhita. In this lesson 74, we will be having blissful exercises to be parallel to the organization format features of the Jyotirling and Uplings. Jyotirling and Uplings are the formulations. These are the formulations which are 12 as Jyotirling and 12 as Jyotirupling. Here, in respect of these three Jyotirling, there are classes of Uplings which are of the order of the Jyotirlings. Here, Vishwanath, Triambakam and Vedanath are the Jyotirling which have their Uplings as class, as groups, and group of Uplings of these three Jyotirlings are of the order of the values of Jyotirlings themselves. Let us make a table making of two columns. One shall be devoted to Jyotirlings and other to Uplings. The Jyotirlings are Somnath, Mallikarjun, Mahakal, Omkareshwar, Kadareshwar, Bhimshankar, Vishwanath, Triambakam, Vedanath, Nageshwar, Rameshwar and Kushmeshwar. And parallel to them are the Uplings, Antakeshwar, Udrekshwar and Dugdeshwar, Kardameshwar, Bhuteshwar, Bhimeshwar, Bhuteshwar, then Gupteshwar and Vyagreshwar. And here there are the group of the links, Uplings, Jyotirlings. These all are of a very rich values of Jyoti, and these are of the orders of the Jyotirlings themselves. Let us first of all be face to face with this formulation Jyotirling. Jyotirling is of value 20 plus 16 is equal to 36. Upling is of value 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. We can have a pause here and take note that value 36 is equal to 6 square, while value 25 is equal to 5 square. Therefore, here for 6 square we know that we have to work upon the grid 5 into 7 so that the value 36, this 36th number, will transcend out of it, and it will be of the format of triple digits. And here double digit numbers of 35 double digit numbers of 6 place value system are to be accommodated by this grid. And this 4 into 6 grid will accommodate 24 double digit numbers of 5 place value system, and the 25th number or the triple digit number of this organization will accommodate all the 24, and 25 will be out. We can have a pause here and further take note that as far as the Jyotirlings are concerned, which are accommodated by the grid 5 cross 7 for the double digit numbers of 6 place value system, 35 in number being accommodated. However, the 36th number transcends out of this grid, and it is of a triple digit number of 100 expression, and it is this 100 expression of value of triple digit format which will take us to the solid dimensional orders. And here when we are, so it is a 6 place value system, and then the uplinks are of the 5th place value system, and this feature of organization of the Jyotirlings and of the uplinks deserves to be appreciated well. Further as that we know that 6 space hypercube 6 as a representative regular body of a 6 space is enveloped within a transcendental boundary of 12 components, and these 12 components, transcendental components enveloping the self-referral domain is the feature. But simultaneously we know that 5 space itself is having hypercube 5 as its representative regular body enveloped within the creative boundary of 10 components. As such, we know here we are having as many as 11 versions which are parallel to 11 geometries of 5 space. So 11 versions of hypercube 5, and here we will be having 13 versions of hypercube 6 parallel to will be the 13 geometries range. So geometries range of 6 space is going to be 13. The third feature which we shall observe properly is that we know that the dimensional synthesis of pair of transcendence ranges of 0 order is of value 20. So pair of transcendence ranges of 0 order lead us to value 20, and the synthesis value of the pair of transcendence ranges of linear order gives us the value 31. Like that, we can see that we can reach at a range of the synthesis values of the transcendence ranges, and the 0 order transcendence range, 0 order transcendence range in synthesis lead us to value 20, and linear order pair of transcendence ranges lead us to synthesis value 31. A step ahead will be value 22 spatial order. Solid order will give us the value 53, and the creative order of 6 space will give us value 4. On other side, the negative linear order will give us the value 9. Negative spatial order will give us the value -2, and minus solid order will give us the value 30. -4 order will give us value 24, and -5 order will give us value 35, and -6 order will give us value 46. Therefore, from -46 to 64, there is going to be a range of as many as 11 steps. One may have a pause here and take note that hypercube of 5, the representative regular body of 5 space, is of 11 versions, and there is a geometric range of 11 geometries. However, hypercube 6, the representative regular body of 6 space, is of 13 versions, and parallel to it there is a geometric range of 13 versions. These versions of hypercube 6 being of a creative order 4 space in the role of dimension of a 6 space, and on the other end there would be a -6 space playing the role of -4 space. Therefore, we shall sit comfortably and to comprehend as to how the transcendence ranges pairs as transcendental carriers of -6 order to 4 order being a range of 11. There are 11 transcendental carriers of order -6 to order 4, and this takes us to, this covers the hypercube 6, which is of creative order, and hypercube -6, taking us to the -4 as a domain. This complete range as such is being exhaustively accommodated by the transcendental carriers. So this is the third feature. The fourth feature which we shall observe is the feature of the pair of formulations Aditya and Ling. We know that the Lord Shiva, the transcendental Lord, is having Murti as well as Ling. Transcendental Lord Shiva is the only Lord which is having his worship or his existence role as a Ling as well as a Murti. Now let us concentrate upon the formulation Aditya. This formulation Aditya means the 12 boundary components of self-referral domain. Make it that each of the transcendental component makes it of the order parallel to the sun itself, and these transcendental components, when stripped off from the self-referral boundary, then these dimensionalized the outer space as a unity space, as a 7 space parallel to the origin of this. Now let us see that how these features are coordinated. Ling is a formulation which is of TCV value 16, and Aditya is a formulation which is of TC value 60. How is it that the Ling and Aditya are giving us parallel equal values? And we know the Rudra is a formulation which is of a transcendental code value 17. Further, we know that the 17 points range is having 16 gaps. Then all these features as these are deserve to be comprehended well if we want to have a proper comprehension, and if we want to have a full insight of the organization format of the Koti Rudra Samhita. Koti Rudra Samhita is availing triple formulations. The Koti, which is having a value 13, Rudra is having value 17, and Samhita is having value 30. Further, we know that Ka Brahma will take us to value 16, and Ka Shiv will take us to value 17. It is here this feature which deserves to be comprehended well, that the formulation Koti is the formulation which is of TCV value 13, which is parallel to 13 versions of hypercube 6, parallel to 13 geometries range of 6 space. Further, Ka Brahma takes us to value 16, which is parallel to the TCV value of formulation Ling as well as of formulation Aditya. Further, Ka Shiv takes us to value 17, which is equal to Rudra. These all features deserves to be chased properly. These all features deserves to be comprehended fully and sequentially. Therefore, one shall sit comfortably and to permit the transcending mind to be face to face with this whole range of features, so that the one is face to face with the transcendental phenomenon of the transcendental domain. And further that once one is upon this transcendental format, then one comes face to face with the eternity. One shall be upon the transcendental path to be face to face with the eternity. And we know 17 is the value of an Atma. Therefore, Atma, the soul, is of value 17 and it is of value Rudra. It is here where, actually, it is here where the sadhakas have to be very, very sensitive, very, very cautious, and have to be very gentle in its approach. And this approach shall be sequentially as per the organization of these formulations, this Koti, Rudra, Sahita, Jyoti, Ling, Upling. These all formulations once are within our insight, then we will be in a position to reach at the TCV values of these 12 Jyotirling. Now Somnath is giving us a value 3, 7, 9, 1, 8, 2, 6 and 1. 7. Now this gives us this value, and then like Malkarjun, then Mahakal, the Omkesh, all these formulations shall be reached at for their transcendental code values. Once the transcendental code values are reached at, then we shall reach at the geometric formats with the help of this Thapatya ring rod. Therefore, it is going to be a very big exercise, and simultaneously it is going to be a very, very blissful exercise. We have one sadhakas who want to be on the transcendental path shall comprehend well that this Thapatya ring rod is presided by Lord Vishnu, while its Mayer is presided by Lord Brahma, and the transcendental flow of the transcendental constituents as transcendental carriers being carried by the transcendental Lord presided by Lord Shiva. If these features are within insight, then when one will be reaching at the TCV values of these Jyotirlings, and then thereafter one will be reaching at the geometric formats. It is only by having a proper reach at the transcendental code values of these formulations of Jyotirling and Upling, and thereafter one is to have a parallel placement for these values along the Sthapatya ring rod. It is with this placement of the TCV values of these Jyotirling and their Jyotir Upling, then we will be in a position to have insight about as to how and where is going to be the placement of the Uplings and placements of the Jyotirlings. So placement of the Jyotirlings and placements of the Uplings along the banks of the rivers and along the banks of the sea. Therefore, this reach is a reach of a step ahead. Once we are reaching at the TCV values of these 12 formulations of Jyotirling, and then we are having their placement along a Sthapatya ring rod. Then parallel to it, we have to reach at the TCV values of the corresponding Uplings and the placements of those values along Sthapatya ring rod. Once these pair of placements along the Sthapatya ring rods are available to us, these would be as if we are having a reach for a flow within a river contained within the pair of the banks. Each of the bank of the river as such is formatted along a Sthapatya ring rod. Along one of the bank the formatting along the Sthapatya miring rod is of the Jyotirlings. Along the another bank of the river is the formation for the Uplings along the Sthapatya miring rod. Once these two banks have been fixed, and then we know the transcendental flow either, then only we will know as to how the Somnath and Antakeshwar are along the bank of a river Mahi. We will be understanding only thereafter the importance of the formulation Mehe. We will be then knowing it is a formulation of value 20. Then we will know knowing it is a transcendence value of a pair of transcendence ranges of zero order. Now, if this zero order reach for having a pair of flow lines as banks along Sthapatya miring rod, and within these banks is going to be a flow of the rivers. And this fixation of the Jyotirlings along the first bank and fixation of the Upperlings along the another bank, and in between there is going to be a flow, and this flow is the transcendental flow. This transcendental flow is as a transcendence ranges. So this transcendence range, second transcendence range, both get synthesized, make a transcendental carrier, and this transcendental carrier being along the format of a Sthapatya miring rod is presided by the transcendental Lord Shiv, and transcendental Lord Shiv carries the transcendental carriers of this whole Tej, Prakash, Jyoti. Sadhakas shall sit comfortably and permit the transcending mind to be face to face with this transcendental phenomenon of the placements of the Jyotirling and of the Uplings along the pair of banks of a river, of the formats of a Sthapatya miring rod, and the flow of the river or the river bed between this pair of banks of the formats of a Sthapatya miring rod, giving a transcendental flow with and as transcendental carriers being carried by the transcendental Lord, presided by the phenomenon, a transcendental phenomenon, which of its own inherently becomes a self-referral phenomenon. It is this inherent phenomenon transformation from the transcendental values to self-referral values is the reach of Koti Rudra Samhita. Therefore, the sadhakas shall revisit the text of Koti Rudra Samhita sequentially in the form and organization and sequence of chapter 1 to chapter 43. This organization, once is being faced and is absorbed, only then one can feel that one can be along the transcendental path, and one can fulfilled with intensity of urge to acquire proper insight and to attain proper enlightenment about the organization format features of Koti Rudra Samhita shall take blissful exercises sequentially, beginning with the formulation Somnath and its Upling Antakeshwar, and to go through the text and reach at the TCV values and placement along the Sthapatya miring rod with respect to the first Jyotirling Somnath in the context of Antakeshwar, its Upling. Like that, one shall take the second sequential blissful exercise in respect of the insight to be attained and enlightenment to be acquired with respect to the second Jyotirling Mallika Arjun with its Rudreshwar as its oblique, and then in terms of the features, values preserved in the text of Ganita Upsutras shall be absorbed, and these shall be absorbed fully. And it is with this absorption one can feel that yes, one is progressing for the enlightenment, for the grace of the Transcendental Lord. It is only with the grace of the Transcendental Lord that when one will be along the Transcendental path, one will be carried as Transcendental carrier by the Transcendental Lord, and soon we will be face to face with the eternity reach, which is the orb of the sun. We will be being of the phenomenon of transcendental and self-referral features as are lively at orb of the sun. Thank you very much.